friends, right? Best friend, my friend, old friend, ex-friend, new friends, right? These friends, right? Before I start this video, really, I want to give a disclaimer out there that not all friends are bad. As I get older, I'm just starting to question the definition of a friend. You get me? I felt like growing up, when you're a kid and you're a teenager and you're in high school and you're amongst the proximity of other individuals who's around your age range or you just grew up with, right? The attachment becomes time and it becomes proximity. You become close with people who's around you, right? Back in the day, a lot of the people that you knew, let's say 100 years ago, a lot of the people that you knew were your neighbors. It was the people in your town, it was the people in your neighborhood. You became close with them, right? Regardless of traits or negative aspects they might have, or even like the positive ones. You were just there and you accepted everybody because they were in close proximity to you, right? I think now in 2026, and as I mentioned in my old video before I turned 25, I'm just starting to question everything, personally. I would consider myself very social back then. Not as social as I was, as in the present day. I'm not as social as I was in the past. The reason being is because I had multiple points in my life where friends were like in and out. I don't know how to explain it. I understand acquaintances. I understand, people that's in your life for a reason. I understand people that's in your life for a season, right? And you learn things, you learn experiences off of people. And this is why I say it's very important not to have an attachment to people, is because maybe God places people in your life to teach you something or to help you get to another level in your life. Every time I had an attachment towards a friend, or I felt like they needed to be loyal or had the same mindset as I had, or if I'm presenting myself a certain way, I kind of expected them to be the same way. And it's like I had to break out of that mindset, right? You see, on social media, you'll have a lot of friends who, of course, they see your content. I'm pretty sure a lot of the people who, in their mind, they probably would consider themselves close to me and all that, but, won't like or support. Even though I grew out of that mindset of taking it personal, it's still a prominent thing that matters. And the reason why is because it's like, in human existence, our greatest achievements came when we worked together. Our greatest achievements came when we supported each other. And in 2026, the sentiment of the world now is every man for themselves, all right? Everyone's trying to make it. Everyone is trying to do their own thing, right? Everyone's living their own life, right? And in reality, it's like the only way you can eliminate that feeling of feeling like you need to be supported all the time from your friends or just people in general is supporting yourself. Back then, when I was more social, as I mentioned, yes, I was supporting everybody. It felt like I was being supported because I was around a lot of individuals. But in reality, when I recap and I look, I was never supported. I was giving my energy and my essence to other people, which, like I said, I don't regret it. Maybe God placed me inside people's lives to give them insight, give them knowledge about their own lives and, how they can improve, right, through my own experiences and the things I've been through. And to be able to communicate that was a blessing. So just want to put that out there. But it just made me realize how much time and energy I was giving out to other people. And the moment that maybe I've adapted a new mindset with this, let me put some of the energy in myself, everybody disappeared. A lot of things are energy. A lot of things are based on energetic alignments. And when you understand that and you understand frequencies, a lot of friends aren't determined where you're at in life, is determined how you're operating with your energy in your life. And I'm gonna explain, right? Back then, I would roast people. Roast is like when you make fun of people, you joke, you laugh. Even though I still have my jokes and laugh now, whatever, right? I would do it to make other people feel bad. And I understood I had a voice, but in reality, it was to make other people laugh off me talking about other people's insecurities and shit, all right? And I had to switch up the energy because that was giving everybody access to me in a negative light, right? I was being perceived in a negative way. the friends that was around me, you know, it was good laughter for them, etc. Right? And we were just all having fun. But as I got older, I started seeing how friends can actually affect where you're going in your life. You see, in your younger years after you graduate, those group of friends that you graduate from, 60% of them are going to fall, right? And when I say fall, I mean like just kind of disappear from your life. And it's statistically proven. Everyone goes their own routes in life. They go their own paths. But if you can have a group of friends who genuinely support you, genuinely cares about where you're headed in life, you know, genuinely caring about, you know, you being successful and you helping them be successful, just imagine how different life would be. But there's also an underlying pressure when it comes to friends. It's like, I have friends that I consider, even though we haven't spoken in a while, I still care for them, and I consider them a good person in my life still. But I do understand that, like, it's starting to become very harder for me to classify as friends. I don't really know the definition of friends anymore, you know? Think about it. If you haven't talked to somebody in 3 years and y'all link up once and y'all don't talk again for like another 2 years, is that a friend? Or is that, you know, a person that you knew in the past and you ran into, y'all caught up, and that's it? Like, I'm just starting to evaluate things for what they are now, and I think that's given me a more structured mindset, which, you know, it's not a bad thing. I'm not sitting here negative or anything like that, but the most important thing is like understanding that when you understand the concept of friends itself, you'll be less inclined to feel like you have to put yourself out there and feel like you have to tell your business all the time, and you become more trustworthy in yourself. You get me? Friends can't hold us back if we don't know ourselves, right? If you have a friend that's around you who don't know themselves, you might need to give them time to find out who they are, so you guys can become more in tune with where you're going in life. See, a lot of people are quick to cut off other people because they're not in a season of their life of abundance or like where they're supposed to be at, right? I have friends to this day that they might not be in the best position. They might not be, you know, where they want to be in life or where they planned or envisioned themselves, but I would never judge them off of that. And I felt like a lot of friends do that now. Oh, he's not on nothing, he not my friend no more, I outgrew my friends. And I felt like that's a wrong mindset to have, believe it or not. You know, I grew up on that, like, oh man, if you ain't where I'm at, yeah, you getting cut off. But in reality, you don't really know why he's in that situation or her, you know. You don't know why your friends are in the situation unless they, of course, tell you. Now, if your friend is just deciding to do that and you're trying to elevate in your life and you see this holding you back, then of course you have to do what you have to do. But this overjudging, perceiving mindset that society has created amongst other people, amongst our peers, is very frightening sometimes. You know, imagine struggling in your life and having a season of turmoil and you're being judged off of that like that's your full character. You get me? This actually happened to me with individuals in my past life, right? Well, in my life, but in the past, right? There's people that I've helped get to a certain point, and maybe I was doing bad for six months, and instead of understanding that, hey, this is still a highly valuable, understanding guy, or understanding that he's just going through a season in his life, a lot of people remove themselves from me. Right? A lot of people act like what I taught them was really their idea, and you know what I'm saying? And I had to literally understand that energy is expensive and we can give our energy out to people who don't deserve it, and we might not realize it, right? There's a dog coming. Hey. My bad about that. It's a dog, right? He came out of nowhere. But yeah, like, you know, there's certain seasons of our life that we get judged and perceived by our friends. And I think that, like, why is there so many social rules when it comes to friends? You get me? It's very interesting, man. I don't know. I just felt like the more we become in tune with who we are, I feel like we can have a better sense of what friends is, you know? So, yeah, like, I don't know, man. I'm getting older. I think it's something deeper. It has to be something deeper, or like specifically classified deeper than friends. You get me? How does this person show up for you? How does this person come through for you when you need them? How does this person allow you to support them or they support you? It's real questions. But look, if you don't understand these concepts, you need to take time alone. You might just be classifying somebody as a friend just because they're close to you. Classify them based off their energy and how it interacts with you. But it's your boy AJ Collins, man. I love y'all. Make sure y'all take care of yourself. They got dogs coming. You probably hear people in the background, but I love y'all. Make sure y'all take care of yourself, man. I'm out.